Hello everyone, Constantine here. Wanted to bring to you what I've been working on the past couple of days. Some of you may know that I love Blight. I love blighted maps. I love Blight Ravaged maps. For those of you who don't know, I found my first natural mirror drop from doing a Blight Ravaged map. I've done about 200 of them this league so far and plan to continue. They have been ultra profitable, oftentimes earning upwards of 1 to 2 divines per map, alongside other high value items that drop every couple of maps, such as a raw divine. My goal was to make a build that you can turn your brain off in Blight Ravaged maps. Maybe you have to build a couple of towers or two, but ultimately sit at the pump and right click. I was browsing some builds and I found a Poison Spark build that has been a godsend for this goal. The build utilizes ashes and multiple alternate quality gems to output massive damage over time. The build also uses a rather nice defensive mechanic that allows you to survive face tanking bosses. You see in the background, I'll be face tanking bosses without a care in the world, doing Shaper invitations and face tanking Blight Ravaged bosses. Your primary defensive mechanic is getting stunned, a bunch of regen, and Fizz taken as. This build is not cheap, however, you can start with an Ashes plus a 6-link chest and scale the build and to tens of millions of dot DPS against Uber Pinnacle bosses. In just a minute, I'll show you how this build does in Blight Ravaged maps, but first let's talk about Blight. Blight is a very consistent way to generate income. You will always profit from every single Blight map that you do. This is true so long as you don't go overboard on certain oils such as gold or silver. For mapping, I recommend running Waste Pool, as the area is confined, thus you're more likely to spawn more of the guaranteed Blight and oils chest. I'd also recommend using a Gilded Blight Scarab to add Blight to your maps. The Sextant, I only really recommend if you can buy them quickly and in bulk, as most of your good oils would actually come from extracting oils from jewelry, which we'll talk about in another video. Using this build for normal blighted maps, I recommend triple teal, and building one chilling tower in each of the lanes that funnel into your pump. You can build empowering towers. However, this build deals with trash rather easily due to the Asenath's gentle touch gloves and the explosions that they cause. And the chilling tower will keep the bosses perma-stunned so long as they're the only target remaining. And Blight Ravaged, you don't need to build any offensive towers, but I do recommend building empowering towers near your chilling towers, because some rare monsters that avoid poison or immune to curses or take reduced damage from chaos may be harder to kill. If you have extra towers to spare, building a couple meteor towers won't hurt, but focus first on one chilling and one empowering tower where each of the lanes on either side of your pump meet. If you're struggling with damage, you can also add in a caging tower, which is an upgraded chilling tower. Note, this is an addition to your chilling tower, as the caging one does not chill. You'll see here that I started with one chilling tower and one empowered tower where all the lanes from a single side meet. I then added a chilling tower one further out just for extra safety, and added a stunning tower because I had another one to spare and don't need the damage. You can see that bosses take a long time to kill. The map mod on this map is reduced chaos damage and chance to avoid being poisoned. This is the worst case scenario for us. You can see with our Ring Anoint, so long as the boss is the only target, our chilling towers will keep the bosses stunned. The only map mods you should avoid at all costs are monsters cannot be stunned and monster action speed cannot be reduced below base. Once another lane to the pump opened, I created another caging tower along with a chilling tower. It's worth also noting, due to the spark mechanics, open indoor layouts with walls for your spark to bounce off of will greatly multiply your damage. A few examples of good layouts are Waste Pool, Underground River, the map you see right now, Temple Map, and Defiled Cathedral. There's also a few more. If you're struggling for damage, you can consider sticking with these types of layouts, as it will greatly increase the damage output from each spark projectile. Notice in a few moments here, there's a boss that came from a lane that is immune to chilling towers. I will stand there and face tank it. The bosses will continue to stutter step towards the pump between each of their attacks, so you want to meet them sooner rather than later. Due to several defensive layers such as Lightning Coil, Blood Notch Jewel, the Immutable Force Jewel, Progenesis, and Taste of Hate, I'm able to just stand there and occasionally push my life flask to counter degens, while I continue watching my favorite show on Netflix. This map has 1 gold, triple silver, 2 opalescent, and 3 teal. So the entire encounter where monsters spawn will be over in about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. After that, quickly dispatch of any of the remaining bosses and enjoy the loot. Now, I've tried multiple builds in Blight Ravaged so far, and this one has been my favorite. I can't wait to discover new ways to min-max this build for specifically Blight Ravaged maps, and in the near future I will be taking this build into the Delve and seeing how far I can get. If you like the video, please consider subscribing and hitting that like button for the YouTube algorithm gods. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.